Albert, thank you for joining me today. And today I will be talking to you guys about. So basically, if this is the first time to the channel, I help you guys become better men. I give you guys dating and relationship advice, right? So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. If this is your first time to the channel, welcome. Hit that subscribe button, turn on post notifications so you don't miss any of my videos. So in today's video, I made a video yesterday on a Reddit question that was asked, right? And from the response and feedback, it seems like you guys really liked that video. So I'm going to do another one today. And in this series, right, I'm going to try to give you guys life lessons and things that I have seen in my life and things that I have seen, and give you guys how to handle these situations, right? So today's story is one that I have seen come up multiple times, right? And this is from Reddit, right? So this is about a guy. He conducts a paternity test on his 12-year-old son behind his wife's back, right? So it reads. A little backstory before I get into the meat, right? He's going to give us a little backstory before he tells us what what the story is. Remember, he does a paternity test behind his wife's back. A little backstory before I get into the meat. My wife and I met when I was 20. We had drunk hookup the night we met. So they were drunk when they hooked up. We continued seeing each other after that night. A few weeks later, she found out she was pregnant. We stayed together. I proposed a few months later. I had my doubts about her pregnancy lining up with our timeline, but I never brought it up or discussed it. Not to mention, I was in the military and deployed a few months later. My proposal weighed a lot on her carrying my child. I grew up in a home without a dad and never wanted that for the boy. Here's the thing. Right? There's a lot going on in that paragraph that hits at the heart, right? So it was a drunken hookup, and then they realized, the girl is pregnant, and he did the right thing. Hey, this is my son. I don't want to abandon him. I'm gonna do the right thing. I'm gonna get married to the mother because the girl is pregnant. Here's the problem with that, right? Just because you get a girl pregnant, and I know I'm going to get a lot of flack about this, doesn't mean that you have to get married to her. I know this sounds on PC, but just listen, hear me out. If you don't love her, you don't have to get married to her. Now, I'm not saying abandon your son, right? I'm not saying that, but here's the thing. Having a kid is a commitment that is going to be a lifetime, and you want to start it off the right way. And I know this whole traditional thing where it's like you have to get married to build a solid foundation for the kid. But trust me, coming from a home where there was always fight and arguments and turmoil between the mother and the father, that is not the best situation for a kid. It is more beneficial for a kid to have the mom and dad in good terms and not live together, live separate lives, and then have the kid stay with the dad a couple of days. They stay with the mom a couple of days, but the mom and dad are still in good terms. The kid benefits more from that than the kid staying in a relationship where the marriage becomes toxic and the mom hates the dad and the dad hates the mom, and they're just in that relationship because it is toxic. You know what? Let us continue. Fast forward 12 years, we are still married. And remember, he's not getting married to the girl because he loves her. He's getting married based on the fact that he thinks this is his son. But he has doubts because the topic is, I got a paternity test. Here's the thing, when you first realized and you had doubts, I know it sounds messed up, When a girl tells you, when a girl, and this is for my guys, I don't know if girls are watching, but this is for anything. Girl, this is for girls, guys. If you hook up with a guy, or you're a guy and you hook up with a girl and she gets pregnant and you're pregnant, the first thing you want to do for yourself, not just for the sake of that child, because that child needs to know if that guy, that man is his dad. He needs to know that. And it's very selfish if somebody says, oh, you know what? I'm just going to, because I'm in a relationship with this guy, I'm just going to let him raise the kid for 18 years. That is very selfish. It is unfair to the guy and it's unfair to the kid because the kid doesn't know who his dad is, right? So we're going to continue. Fast forward 12 years, we are still married, though it has been extremely volatile and rocky. I have stayed together honestly because I never want to be apart from my son. I can't let him grow up without an absent father, which is admirable. He wants to take responsibility. Men out there, always take responsibility for anything that you do. Good, bad, whatever it is, especially a kid. Never abandon your kid. So I have made it work. Our marriage is dead outside of our child. So you see, that's what I'm saying. So he's in this situation because of his son. He's in this situation for his son, right? So we haven't gotten into that part yet. You should never get married. You should never enter, because marriage takes a lot of work, right? And if there's no love to underline that work, it is going to be a tough road. And the person, trust me, that suffers the brunt of a bad relationship is not just the husband or the wife, it's the kids. You know, there's a saying, I am Nigerian, right? And there's a saying, right? When two elephants fight, the thing that suffers the most is the grass underneath its feet, right? It's not, no matter what damage the elephants have, the things that get damaged the most is the grass underneath their feet. So in a situation like this, the person that gets hurt the most is the kid. So never get into a marriage that there's no love, right? We continue. I ran into an old friend who I knew around the time I met my wife. By the way, I keep touching my face, but don't worry, I washed my hands. He asked if I was still with her, and I said yes. He mentioned how crazy it was that I dated her, and then you stole her from me. So the friend that he met said that the friend was dating her, but this guy that's with her now stole her from him, right? That kind of, now we don't know what the situation was there. I wasn't sure what he meant, and I asked him to elaborate. He said, it's no big deal, but I was seeing her up till the weekend you met her. I dropped it, but inside my doubt and insecurity ran wild. I couldn't get it out of my head. I broke down and bought a home DNA test kit and used it on my son. And without telling my wife, the results came back today. He is not my son. Chance that he's biologically my son is 0. I am destroyed. My whole world is upside down. I am just on autopilot at the moment. I don't know how to act or feel. I'm just zombie right now. You see, guys, that's a tough situation to be in, right? It's a very tough situation to be in. And I can't say I will blame him, right? But I will say this, though. I will say this, right? If you're ever in a situation where here's the thing. First of all, you should always use protection when going to bed with a partner that you don't know, right? Now, you can say you were drunk, whatever, but at the end of the day, if something comes out of that situation, you got to handle your business. You got to handle your responsibility. As men, I don't want any guy on this channel that is watching me to be an absentee father, right? If you decide to go down that road, take responsibility for what you have done, right? Make sure that you take responsibility. Now, here's my thing. If you have doubts, it is okay to say, you know what, girl, I know we did what we did, but just to make sure, let's get a DNA test to make sure that the kid is mine 100%. If she tries to guilt trip you, oh, you don't believe me, oh, you think I'm this, you think I'm that, be like, girl, I don't think you're anything, but just so that 18 years from now, nothing comes up surprising. So we go in this with eyes open, especially if you're planning to make a commitment of marrying this person based solely on the kid. And I'm telling you, don't do that, right? But let's say you want to go that route. Make sure you go in with your eyes wide open. Make sure you know, hey, you know what? This kid is mine 100%. If anybody tells you, no, that kid is mine, you say, no, this kid is mine, right? Because you go in knowing, hey, I did my due diligence, I did the paternity test, and especially when you have doubts. Here's the thing: if you have no doubts, things happen all the time. You could, with that logic, right? You could anytime if you get your wife pregnant, like for the first time, you could be like, oh, I want a paternity test. You could do that; it's within your right? But you wouldn't. There is no basis for you to ask that, right? Even though people do cheat, and you can say that, but and does it happen? Yes. But in a situation where it was like a drunken hookup, you guys weren't really seeing each other that long, and then you had your doubts on the timeline, you were in the military, you were gonna leave, and then you're gonna get married to her based on the fact that she was pregnant with your kid. When you have all these variables that are counting on the fact that this kid is yours, you got to do the paternity test. You just have to. Whether it comes off as you are being an ass, you have to cover your ass. You just have to. It's in the best interest of you. It's in the best interest of the girl. It's in the best interest of the kid. Because right now, I can just imagine what this guy's going through. He has to literally change the life. Like literally, he has to change the life. All their lives are changed now. And they were together for 12 years. Imagine living a life for 12 years. Imagine how messed up this guy is, right? Luckily, it wasn't a longer, right? But 12 years is still a long time out of your life to realize that you were living a lie for this whole time. And maybe he decided not to have another kid because he already had this kid. So guys, my lesson today is, you know what? If you ever get into a situation like this, don't be afraid to be wrong, right? Because he in this relationship because he's in this situation because he did not want to be wrong, right? Don't be afraid. It's okay to be wrong. It's okay. Let's say he got the test and he realizes, you know what? I'm a jackass for asking you for the paternity test. Okay, you're a jackass for a day, 2 days, a week, right? You're not an idiot for 12 years. I'm sorry. This is. I do feel bad for him. But it is his fault. He has to take responsibility for that now and move on from this. I wouldn't say let it destroy him, but he can move on from this. He has to learn from this and grow from this, right? I personally, at this moment, because he's already created a bond with the kid, I wouldn't abandon the kid. But at this point, you have to let go of that marriage, because whether or not she knew or she didn't know, it's pretty much you didn't love her anyways, right? So you just let that situation go. But guys, remember, don't be afraid to be wrong. Always ask, right? It's okay. It's okay to be wrong for a few minutes than to be wrong for a whole lifetime, right? It's okay. Being uncomfortable sometimes it is what it is. If this guy had just said, hey, look, if he had just dealt with the uncomfortability of just saying, well, you know what, let's get a paternity test. I just want to be sure. For me, I want to be sure, right? They got the paternity test. He would have known right then and there, hey, look, you know what? This is not my son. Best of luck with everything. Hope you found the dad. You know, well guys, that is the video. I really hope that you guys liked it. If you guys have any comments for me, leave it in the comment sections below. First time watching my video, guys, I give you guys not only just dating tips and strategies on how to improve your dating life, I also give you guys also, as you can see, some relationship advice as well, and help you guys become better men. So hit that bell notification so you don't miss any of my videos. Hit this video with a like, share this video, okay? And like I said, leave me with a comment if you guys have any, and I'll see you guys in the next one.